All right. Welcome, everyone. We're diving deep today into something really important, especially if you're in Texas or thinking about moving here.
That's right. We're talking about the Texas Homestead Law.
Exactly. And specifically, how it connects to home ownership, particularly for the Hispanic community. We'll be drawing on the expertise of Willie Antoinette Adolph from the Adolph Group.
Yeah, they're doing some fantastic work. Our goal here really is to kind of unpack what this law means and point you towards some great resources.
Especially Willie Adolph's new book, right?
Yeah.
We want you to leave understanding the basics and knowing where to get help on that home ownership journey.
Absolutely. It's all about making that dream feel closer.
Okay, so let's start right there. Texas is a homestead state. What does that actually boil down to in simple terms?
Well, basically, it means Texas law puts like a special shield around your main home, your primary residence.
Detailed. Okay.
Yeah, it offers pretty significant protection against many kinds of debt collectors trying to force a sale, foreclosure. It's really designed to protect families.
Protect families and I guess their biggest asset, right?
Exactly. It promotes stability, keeps a roof over your head, even when facing certain financial difficulties. Not all debts, mind you, like mortgages or property taxes, but many others.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does knowing this legal safety net exists connect with the big dream of owning a home,
Yeah.
especially, say, within the Hispanic community?
Oh, it's huge. Look, home ownership is often seen as the cornerstone for building wealth, something you can pass down, right? Generational wealth. Knowing your home has this extra layer of legal protection, that provides a real sense of security, peace of mind. It can make taking that leap into buying feel, well, safer.
It encourages people to put down roots, maybe.
Precisely. It fosters that long-term investment in a home, in a community.
And this is where Willie and Tequila Adolph come in.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about them and the Adolph Group.
So Willie and Tequila are bilingual real estate agents right here in Texas, and they are really, really dedicated to serving the Hispanic community.
That bilingual aspect must be incredibly helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to navigate the complexities of, real estate contracts and negotiations in Spanish, that's invaluable for many families. It builds trust.
So it's not just about the transaction itself.
Not at all. They're part of the Adolph Group, and their focus is broader. It's really about education, about empowering people with knowledge.
Knowledge to make good decisions.
Yes, and they've contributed to various real estate and business publications sharing their insights.
Interesting. And I heard they also released something a bit different earlier this year, a devotional.
Yeah, that's right. Back in March 2025. It's an interactive devotional book for couples.
The devotional for couples. How does that tie into buying a house? Tell me more. Like, how would that work?
Okay, well, think about it like this. Buying a home together, that's a massive step for any couple. Huge financial commitment, lots of decisions.
Stressful, probably.
Totally. So this devotional, it's kind of like a guided way for couples to connect on their shared goals, their values, even their, financial views. It encourages those conversations.
Ah, so it's about strengthening the partnership before or during that big home buying process.
Exactly. Building that strong foundation as a team, getting on the same page financially, spiritually, emotionally. It all supports tackling big goals together, like buying a home.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, so shifting back to home ownership specifically, Willie himself has a book out now, as of May 2025.
He does. It's called Home Ownership is Closer Than You Think. When you have will, you have a way. And it's a really practical guide.
Closer than you think. I like that. Is it available in Spanish, too? That seems key, given their focus.
Yes, absolutely. Released simultaneously in both English and Spanish. Making it accessible is clearly a priority.
That's great. So if listeners are interested, where can they find it?
A couple of ways. For autographed copies, they can go directly to theadolphs.com. But it's also widely available, without the autograph on places like Amazon, other major bookstores, globally even.
Got it. Now, you called it a practical guide, but it sounds like maybe it's more than just a, step 1, step 2 manual.
It definitely is. Think about listeners who might be renting, right? Paying that rent check every month, feeling like it's just gone, not building anything.
Yeah, the feeling of throwing money away.
Right. Willie's book, it kind of lays out a roadmap. It shows that homeownership isn't some impossible dream. It tackles the mental barriers that I can't do this feeling.
How does it do that?
Well, it breaks down the process, provides practical steps, and, importantly, addresses common misunderstandings. For example, Willie really clarifies the difference between home equity and liquidity, which is something the homestead law affects, and a lot of first-time buyers don't quite grasp. He uses real-life examples, I believe.
And Willie brings a lot of experience to the table, doesn't he? He's not new to this.
Oh, definitely not. He's highly respected in real estate, deals with everything up to luxury properties. He's helped literally thousands of people buy homes.
Wow, thousands.
Yeah. So, when he talks about the benefits like escaping noisy neighbors or surprise rent hikes or fighting for parking, it comes from real experience helping people achieve that. That expertise really shines through in the book.
Makes the advice feel more grounded, more reliable.
Exactly.
What about the cost? Is it accessible price-wise?
Very much so. It's around $10 for the digital version, maybe $20 for the paperback, and about $30 for the hardcover.
That seems really reasonable.
It is. And when you think about the value packed in there, the guidance, the motivation, breaking down complex stuff like homestead exemptions, the value is way beyond that sticker price.
And it feels important to underscore who this book, and really their work, is especially aiming to help.
Absolutely. While it's for anyone, there's a clear passion for reaching communities that have, historically faced more hurdles getting into homeownership. We're talking about Black and Latino communities specifically.
So the book might address some unique challenges or misconceptions prevalent there.
Yes, I think Willie makes a point of clarifying how the homestead law actually works on the ground, maybe dispelling myths or addressing specific concerns that might hold people back in those communities. It's about providing targeted, culturally relevant information.
Okay, so listeners are hearing this. They're feeling maybe a bit more hopeful or motivated. What are the next steps you'd suggest?
Well, first, remember the book, Homeownership is Closer Than You Think. It's out now, May 2025, Spanish and English.
And they can find it at theadolphs.com or other bookstores.
Right. And you could actually pre-order through their social media channels, too, I believe, leading up to the release, and directly on theadolphs.com now.
Good tip. What else?
If you can, consider getting the book in both languages. It's a great way to show support for the work Willie's doing to make this info accessible.
That's a nice idea. And their website, theadolphs.com, has more than just the book, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely check out the website. You'll find info on a homeownership book, but also that couples devotional we talked about, the one from March.
Because that partnership piece is so important, too.
It really is. That devotional gives couples tools, to talk through the money stuff, the future plans, make sure they're aligned before making such a huge investment. It tackles the relationship foundation.
And beyond the books.
They've got other things going on, TV programs, I think, other services.
Yeah.
TheAdolphs.com is kind of a hub for, total empowerment, not just buying and selling houses.
Addressing the whole picture.
Exactly. They understand the specific hurdles the Hispanic community might face, language barriers, maybe different cultural perspectives on debt or family involvement, and they aim to address all that with education and personalized support.
That personalized approach sounds key. Now, Tequila, Willie's wife and partner, she has a role in the book too, doesn't she?
She does. She wrote the prologue.
Yeah.
And it's quite touching, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she talks about their journey together, 25 years of marriage and business partnership, from selling phones way back when to building the successful real estate group.
Wow.
She expresses her pride in Willie in this book, and she dedicates it not just to him, but to their kids, grandkids, parents, and importantly to the reader. It really frames the book as part of their shared passion for helping people.
That has a really nice personal dimension to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the main thing you want listeners to walk away with?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. Homeownership in Texas, it's probably more within reach than you think. Don't get discouraged.
Especially with things like the homestead law providing protection.
Exactly. That law offers real security, and resources like Willie Adolph's book and the support from the Adolph Group are there to guide you through the process. It is achievable.
Okay, great summary. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening to chew on.
Go for it.
Think about this. How could really understanding the Texas homestead law and then taking deliberate steps with the right kind of help fundamentally change your family's financial future and security? Seriously consider that. Maybe check out theadolphs.com. Start exploring and ask yourself what your version of the American dream looks like when it comes to owning a home.
Powerful thought to end on.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.